This is Brian. I'm back. I just want to list all the dreams of Jesus that I've had. Um, and to be honest, he's helped me in so many ways to understand things in life through my dreams, if that makes any sense. It taught me how to lose fear, for one. I used to always have dreams that someone's trying to kill me, someone's chasing me, and I'm running. I mean, just chaotic, just demonic, out of this world, ludicrous dreams. And it would just be me. I'll share it real quick before I get to the dream. I was in this one dream, and it was just like I was downtown New York or something, and there was people everywhere, like people just fighting, people just you know doing everything. There's no police at all, no police nowhere, but it's just chaos everywhere. And I was like walking by, and I'm viewing all this, like I'm in like scope like this, like I can see everything clearly. Like when I'm dreaming and I know that I'm dreaming, I open my eyes like this because it helps me remember every detail, as much as detail as I can. And I was walking, 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 and all of a sudden, I've noticed all this going on, and I noticed there was no police. So I was like, okay, what's really good? So I'm walking, walking, and then all of a sudden, I'm like walking across, like I'm walking down this long street. And if anybody who's been to New York, they know they have these long streets. So I'm walking on this long street along this building, streets over here, the buildings are over here. I'm walking, and all of a sudden, I'm walking by people, and they're saying my name. I don't know none of these people. Like it's just I'm just giving you a taste of how like demonic it got. Like I would walk, 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 and all of a sudden you would hear, "Hey Brian." I'm looking like, oh hell no, I don't know them. Keep walking, keep walking. Hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian. So I just start running, taking off. Like I'm getting really scared. I just start taking off. Hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian. Every time, the faster I run, the more people say, hey Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian. I know none of these people. I'm like, what the heck? Like I'm tripping. Like, oh man, what is this? And then this one guy grabs me and he puts something in my hand like this. And I look and I zoom in and it's like a grenade or a bomb. And I'm like, and I threw it in the street, and then it blew up, and then it was just ludicrous. Like the whole dream was crazy. But anyway, I wanted to get to this dream that I had of Jesus Christ. It was actually a really, really cool dream, but I didn't get it. I got it, but I didn't get it. Um, First of all, I want to say it was like I don't know, like a war zone going on. Um, Similar to what I had just explained, but it was like the aftermath. There was no people outside. There was like fire engines turned to the side, and um, uh, just like a bomb had hit the area or something. Like it was just desolated, and there was no one outside. Like a lot of people took refuge in this building, and there were like fire hydrants broken off, water coming out. Like it was just real broken. And I go into the building. I didn't know there was like people in there at the time. But before that, the dream was so crazy because it was like I and my cousin actually were in like black suits, like we were speaking or something for the president, or there's something crazy like that. And it didn't make any sense. But I go to this building and I go inside, and there's people laid out like across. You walk in and then there's like cots everywhere. Everyone's taking refuge in this building, and everybody was like in dirty shag clothes, not regular clothes, like like back in Jesus' days type clothes, just like rags and real dirty. And it was just cots everywhere. So I walk in the room and I go all the way to the left because I'm headed for the wall, the closest cot to the wall. And in fact, I find one to the closest left of the room wall, and I get in my cot and I'm like, what is going on? Like it's not registering. So I look over, like my cot is right here, and right next to me, I just glanced over, and there's a guy in a cot right next to me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm not saying anything, but I'm looking, and I begin to go like this, because I know that I'm dreaming again, so I do like this with my eyes. I open them up because it helps me remember, and I zoom in like that, and I'm looking at his eyes, and I did like this. I was like, because I knew that it was Jesus. He wasn't all like, uh, how you think he would have been. He was just like everybody else in the room. He was dirty. He had sackcloth on and everything, and he had a crazy beard on him. And I just looked, and I knew it was Jesus because the way his eyes are. I've not seen those eyes before in the other dreams that I had. Like when you look into his eyes, It's 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 peace, it's love, it's God, like like I was like that, and I was like, oh, that's Jesus. And it's like I had a conversation with him without even talking, like having understanding. And he had that stick again. He had that stick that I told you about in my other dream. And he was just laying to the side. He was playing the stick like a flute. Was making this very very beautiful music. He was just playing it. And I looked at the wall, and I went to turn back because I was going to ask him. I was going to go. Can I see that? Can I try to play it? And before when I turned back around, before I could even ask, he had the stick like out like that, like handed it to me, and I didn't even ask him yet. And I started playing, and I thought it was really cool. And I don't understand the dream, but he did tell me this was a few years back, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He was like, he grabbed the quilt that I had that I was laying on. He grabbed it like that, like touched it. It was like, bro, you put anything anywhere. That's what he said to me. And I was like, then I woke up and I was like, oh man, that could have been good. But I was still in transition of doing certain things in my life that I've gotten rid of now. But that was a cool dream. I just didn't understand the whole war zone thing, and I kind of obviously understand it a little better now. But yeah, that's that.